Audio article by the Common Constitutionalist entitled, "A Vote for Trump." "The time has come," the Walrus said, "to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot, and whether pigs have wings." I'd like to announce that indeed, in 2016, pigs do have wings and can fly. I know this must be so because I told someone months ago that I would only vote for Donald J. Trump when pigs fly. On Tuesday, November 8th, 2016, at approximately 0700 Eastern Standard Time, the Common Constitutionalist will enter my local polling facility on the back of a flying pig and cast my vote for the Trumpster. To my regular readers and listeners, this must come as a surprise, as I have said repeatedly that I will no longer vote for someone just to vote against the other candidate, even if the other candidate is the most corrupt individual ever to seek high office, a bar none. Many have said that our choice was a binary one, and that we, must choose the lesser of two evils. Fine, I would reply, but the lesser of two is still evil. There is always a third option, and that is none of the above. If Trump wanted my vote, he would have to earn it. Give me a reason to vote for him, other than he is not Hillary. He had not done that. And then, on Saturday, October 22nd, 2016, Trump stood in front of a crowd in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and gave a substantive policy speech. Some would say it was arguably the most important speech of his pursuit of the presidency. I would agree. With this one speech, he has earned my vote. I make no excuses for his many faults. He's an egomaniacal blowhard whose stock and trade is bloviation and exaggeration. I will not defend his personal shortcomings nor campaign for or endorse him. I will simply cast my ballot for Trump. As I stated, until the Gettysburg speech, his campaign had sunk to the level of Hillary and the Democrats, mired in scandal and backbiting. Gone was any substance, anything meaningful. Then he laid out his 8-point plan for his first 100 days in office. After quickly reading the transcript, I did a quick calculation of what it would take to win my vote. I decided that if he could triumph on just 1/3 or 3 of his 8 points, that was enough to cast my ballot in the affirmative. Then I read it again. He stated that on day 1 he will, number 1, roll out our plan to build the wall, send criminal illegal aliens home, and finally end the open borders nightmare. Do I think an Israeli-style wall will really be built? No, I don't. But he is wedded enough to the idea of cleaning up the illegal immigration sanctuary city problem that I believe he will indeed fight for this issue. That's number 1 of 3 that is required. Number 2, he will begin negotiating all unfair trade deals like NAFTA. This is red meat for ignorant supporters, and I don't care much about it, so no point on that one. Number 3, cancel all executive orders, bureaucratic rules, and crippling regulations that send American jobs overseas. This is something that a president can do immediately with a few strokes of the pen, at least most of it, or some of it. Any executive order or action can be undone with another executive order, so that's number 2 of 3. Number 4 of his 8-point plan. Work with Congress to repeal and replace the disastrous Obamacare. Until recently, I didn't think there was much chance of this, but with the release of the well-publicized rate hikes looming, the call for repeal could not come at a better time. It will still be an uphill battle, so probably no, maybe half a point. Number 5. Lift the radical Obama regulation on America's energy industry to end our dependence on foreign sources and create new jobs here at home. Well, he'll have to gut the entire EPA to do this, which will be much harder than it sounds, so I'll give him half a point on this one. Number 6. propose, pass, and sign into law a massive tax cut, everything's got to be massive with Trump, for all working Americans and unleash the job-creating power of our small businesses. I'd love to see this, but I don't hold out much hope, at least not right away, so no point on that one. Number 7. Nominate Supreme Court justices who will uphold the Founders' Constitution and not legislate the liberal agenda from the bench. Despite the Constitution not being the property of the Founders, and that he may never have read the Constitution, I believe now that he will nominate from his published list. Still no point, as the Democrats will miraculously pivot 180 degrees, coming to the conclusion that a 6-justice court really isn't such a bad thing, and that'll be fun to watch. And number 8, impose strict new ethics rules to restore the integrity of the office of the Secretary of State. I'll give a half a point on this one, as it will depend on who he nominates. Strict ethics rules aren't necessary with the right Secretary of State, so I'll give him half a point on that. So that's a total of 3.5 out of 8, just above my threshold. So do I believe what his teleprompter told him to say? No more than any other politician, but also no less. In my estimation, his next step should be to publish a short list of potential cabinet appointees. For those disappointed in my position, oh well, I harbor no ill will toward anyone who chooses not to vote for Trump. Thanks for listening.